What is going on, everybody? We're here and we are live on a Wednesday. We usually don't get to do Wednesdays, Jay, but we're here. We're ready. Well, I'm ready. You're sick.
Yeah, something's going on. The Jades has kicked in. I don't know what it is.
I think it's going around in Central Florida right now. I feel like there's something going on. I've heard of a couple people getting sick and everything. So far, I left just at the right moment, although I would assume I would have had it already. But I am not in Orlando. I am in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm here. My internet seems to be working okay, at least for now. Who knows? It might just go out and Jay might have to carry the entire hour-long stream. We never know.
Yeah, you get to hear me hack, cough, and swallow mucus for an hour. Just what everybody ordered. Good job.
My Dixie Rex says I'm in Florida and I'm fine. Well, that just must no one's getting sick there. If you're fine and in Florida, then I guess no one else is getting sick. I don't feel
know what
great.
happened. I think I just overdid it. I was like in Washington. I'm not a young whippersnapper anymore. I was in Washington, D.C., running around. Get back. Epic Universe, running around. Try to catch up. Then back to Epic Universe, running around. Then back to another theme park. Then back again to Epic Universe. Then yesterday was at Galaxy's Edge. Looking for Luke Skywalker because there was a rumor that he was going to make a surprise appearance. Didn't show up, obviously. And if you watch Tuesday night's main event, I actually went live on Tuesday night's main event for about 5 minutes to show people that Galaxy's Edge is like even more pathetic than the last time I was there, which was like 2 months ago. Holy crap. There was no one in line for the green and blue milk. Kylo Ren was walking around and not one person wanted to stop him for a photo. It was pretty empty if you saw it. I was trying to walk around and find some people. But everybody was over at I think they were trying to get the Muppet ride in because that's about to shut down forever, or the movie. And
y'all, the people who like haven't gone there for forever and are now like, we love it here. We love this thing. We have to go see it. Yeah, that's how it is, though.
That's how it is. And Tower of Terror and the Rock and Roller Coaster had almost 2-hour waits, but not over by. Of course, the Rise of the Resistance ride was broke down. So maybe that's why people weren't at Galaxy's Edge. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to try to, after this show today, I'm going to try to rest, not do anything.
Apollo Monopoly says Ryan's in a nice hotel room because the front desk always upgrades rooms for ladies of the night. Well, they actually did give me an upgrade, which is nice. So I'm always happy with that.
Wait. How did you get to Vegas? You flew, right?
I flew. Fucking 5-hour flight.
Have a particular airline?
I did Southwest. I got to do it now while I can. Bags fly free, motherfuckers. Not any longer. No free rides for your fucking bags, Southwest. So go fuck yourself. I guess I'm going to slum it with front fucking tier from now on.
Hold on. Southwest, didn't they say if you identify as a plus size person, you could occupy 2 seats instead of 1? Weren't they the airline that did that?
I think there was some controversy around that, like 3 or 4 years ago or something. I didn't try to identify as a person of fat. So
did you get the A group and book it to the emergency exit?
I didn't work out. However, I met some nice people in line. They were cool. So I sat next to them. We headed beeline for the back. They were pretty chill. I immediately started making fun of, what was it? I was just asking, where people from, blah, blah, blah. And they were coming here for some competition. Well, that's cool. Like the competition's in Vegas, not in like bumfuck Idaho. Like I was saying this while we were in line waiting to go sit down. And because I just thought of like the most kind of irrelevant state I could imagine where you might not want to go. And like, if you had to go watch one of these competitions, no shit. The fucking 2 people right behind us were from Idaho. And the people like 3 in front of me were also from fucking Idaho. And I was like, how is it possible that of like the 900,000 people that live in Idaho, like half of them are on this flight? Well, as it turns out, there's probably like, there's no direct flights to Boise from basically anywhere other than Las Vegas. So they were all there layover to Boise because they live in a, remote state.
Right.
But
Ryan, you're an airplane talker. You're one of those.
Jay, I'm a talker
Yeah,
everywhere.
I know.
And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter where I am or who's around. I'll usually kind of say how I feel.
Yeah,
Usually,
Ryan throws out like the first harsh joke to see if people laugh or they look at disgust. So then he could read the room. I saw that at
Yeah.
Epic Universe a lot,
Oh, really?
talking about fat people and whatever. And it's just like, then people either laughed or they were like, ha, 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 ha. Like
Yeah,
that kind of laugh.
you
You
got to
get
get
a
a
sense of
feeling.
where this is going to go.
Yeah, it's all part of operating in a society, right? You got to feel what can I say this in front of this crowd? Well, let's see.
Yeah.
But
Might
that's
as
how
well
it is.
thin out the crowd early on instead of waiting a good hour. Yeah.
I mean, I'm good. Thinning out the crowd at Epic Universe would be great. It's been crowded there the couple times we've gone.
Yeah, that's true.
But
wait, what's the
Keenan.
schedule? I'm sorry. What's the schedule for Vegas?
I don't fucking know. What I do know is that I'm fucking tired because obviously it's 3 hours earlier here than it is for me. I was fucking in bed. I felt a little jet lagged, so I wasn't out super late last night. I'm in bed 11:30. I'm fucking sleeping, and Gary's ass calls me at 11:30, which is 2:30 for me, right? Unlike my schedule, and I had to wake up. I knew I had to wake up to do this stream at 8 in the morning here. But I barely remember half of the fucking conversation because I was so tired. But he's like, "Hey, where are you?" I'm like, "I'm in fucking bed, motherfucker. Like, what are you talking about? It's fucking late, you old fuck." But he wanted people to hang out. They were going out. They were getting something to eat. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. But I'll be out tonight a little bit now that I got a little rest after traveling.
Ryan's hitting the streets.
I'm getting old, Jay. I just am, man. Like, fucking 5-hour flight. I used to never feel any kind of effects from like changing time zones. I'm just getting old, dude. It sucks. It sucks
It
getting
doesn't
old.
get better. I'm telling you, it doesn't get better. I go to a theme park and now I'm dead. So I don't know.
I just gotta find the roof access to this thing and
yeah.
Go out with a splat.
Start
you know what I'm saying? Go out with a splat.
It's rough.
Keenan on the adventures of Pete and Pete. Who is the better enemy? Endless Mike or Pit Stain? Do you have any recollection about the adventures of Pete and Pete?
I'm gonna go on a limb here and say no, but Pit Stain sounds pretty cool.
Endless Mike. Alex McCarthy, happy Wednesday. I always have to say Wednesday whenever I spell Wednesday. Do you do that?
Oh no.
That's how I have to spell it.
W-E-D.
That's all you put. Well,
I
because
do the
it's like,
abbreviation.
so here's the thing. I say Wednesday. I say it like it's W-E-N-D, right? Isn't that how you say Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
Right, but it's spelled Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we're all fucking saying it wrong, but I can spell it right after I remember that. Enter code RK Outpost or Drunk 3PO. Yes. Use those codes or the 199 code to get yourself a new Meta PC. Link is in the description. As always, here on Geeks and Gamers Daily. Tobias Nexus for 10 probably won't be streaming this weekend. Finally moving, so I need to get it all set up, but I'm debating on streaming Wild Assault, Helldivers, or Hunt. What do you guys think would work best? Wild Assault, probably, Tobias.
Yeah. Let's go
unless
with
you're
Wild
hunting,
Assault.
unless you're hunting furries, then I fully advocate that one. The Mass Marvel for 2. Jeremy's making a sick J do daily.
Of course he is. He doesn't want to get up this early. Of course.
Keenan, did you read the Time Warp Trio books?
Boy, Keenan coming with the questions early this morning.
Keenan always has like random ass fucking questions, to be honest. And I respect it.
I do too. Keenan, did you like those books? That's what you should always say. I like these books, but did you guys read them? That way we know where you stand.
Yeah, we need to know that. Vloggy Panic and Jay, why are you still single? What's wrong?
How do you know I'm single?
He's been stalking you. Ian H. Ryan getting old, not long left, big guy. Hope this helps. Yeah, money always does make me feel a little bit better about how old I am, to be honest with you. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Jay, you're a big Home Alone guy, right?
Yes.
About Home Alone Part 2.
That was great. One of the best.
One of the best?
One of the best Christmas films. It's up there, man.
I highly prefer the first one to the second one, if I'm being honest. The first Home Alone to Home Alone 2.
Oh, you always got to like that. Yeah, the first one is the best.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's not always that way. Sometimes sequels are better. Like, I would say, look, I think Shrek is an amazing movie. I think Shrek 2 might be better. Now 3 and 4, that's a different question. But sometimes sequels can knock it out of the park. Terminator 2.
I agree. Terminator 2 is probably the best sequel ever made. That's probably a good one.
But Home Alone 2, it seems like every once in a while, every year or two, this gets brought up whenever Christopher Columbus is talking about something else. But once again, it's in the news. Christopher Columbus, who directed Home Alone, there's a famous scene in there that sometimes was cut out at different times over the past several years, depending on which network it might be airing on at any given specific time. But of course, Donald Trump's cameo. And the Home Alone 2 director, Chris Columbus, has more words about this. Home Alone 2 director wants Donald, get it out of here, you fucking bitch. I don't want to do this. Get out of here. I had all those like random notifications up. Home Alone 2 director wants Donald Trump's cameo removed. If I cut it, I'll probably be sent out of the country. And this is not the first time that Chris Columbus has talked about this. And at one point, like a couple years ago, told a story that, Trump basically made it part of the deal if they were to use the hotel, that he would have to have a role in the movie. Donald Trump fired back and said, no, he practically begged me to be in the movie. So there's been this like little animosity back and forth for a while now. And once again, he was asked about it in some way. The filmmaker, 66, opened up about President Trump's 7-second appearance in the 1992 movie during an interview at the San Francisco Chronicle. The former Apprentice host cameo has become this curse, Columbus said. It's become an albatross for me. I just wish it was gone. I can't cut it. If I cut it, I'll probably be sent out of the country. Referring to Trump's past remarks about mass deportations, I'll be considered sort of not fit to live in the United States, so I have to go back to Italy or something. I do think he is Italian. Trump, who owned the Plaza Hotel at the time, bullied his way into the movie. We paid the fee to be at the Plaza, but Trump also said the only way you can use it is if I'm in the movie. So we agreed to put him in the movie. When we screened it for the first time, the oddest thing happened. People cheered when Trump showed up on stream. So I said to my editor, leave him in the movie. It's a moment for the audience. Well, now apparently he regrets that. Donald Trump has said different things about that. He said that Christopher Columbus practically begged him to fit him into his busy schedule and to appear in his little movie. Christopher Columbus has said that's not the case. However, Jay, I just wish that Chris Columbus would shut the fuck up about this. Now, he's probably asked about it. But I think Christopher Columbus made some great movies, especially movies involving like with kids in them, whether it's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets. I think he was a really good director for that because he was used to working with kids, obviously with the Home Alone movies. But I just wish he'd shut the fuck up about this entire thing.
TDS is a heck of a drug. And I honestly believe like if that was like Obama or Biden or someone that did that 7-second clip, where conservatives be up in arms with pitchforks wanting that removed, would they still be talking about it years later, wanting that 7 seconds removed out of a film? What the freak is an albatross? Isn't that a bird? What am I missing here?
An albatross is a big bird. I think my guess is that, like, again, 1992 did this. Everybody fucking loved Trump. Everybody loved Trump until he became president, right? That was basically how it was. And then half the people decided to start hating him, even if they loved him before. My guess is what he means. It's like whenever I go to do any of these fucking interviews, because who knows what this interview was actually about? I'm sure it wasn't about
Just
just
keep
fucking.
bringing it up.
I'm sure it wasn't about fucking Home Alone 2, right? But it just keeps getting brought up time and time again because of the now circumstances. So that's what I feel like he means when he says it's just an albatross for me. I wish he could cut it and forget about it, but he can't.
You do know if he cuts it, it'll be more of a talking point than what it is now. Like, does he not understand that? If you were to like erase the Donald Trump scene, first of all, it'd make a big plot hole because the little guy wouldn't know where to go. Second, more people would be talking about it, and he might face a bigger backlash just because of it. He literally could just say, "Oh, I mean, it's part of the film. I'm working on this now," and just keep it moving. But I think TDS just eats these people up, man. That's all. Yeah, I sound funny. I'm sick. So there we go.
It's Jay's mic, actually.
It might be too. Maybe I hit a button.
Jay got a new mic set up, so he sounds different.
Well, I have it. I haven't set it up yet. It's just staring at me in the corner. It's like, plug me in and fix me. I was like, I get to it. I'm slow. I dude, everything I do is in slow motion. So even hooking up a mic will probably take another week for me to actually just plug it in and see if it works. So yeah, these freaking TDS people. And
these TDS people.
It's just like, yeah, I know the voice sounds funny. I just like maybe he's getting bullied in Hollywood because they're like, you actually put him in one of your films, and because these people with TDS, they just hate anyone, even if someone agrees with them politically on all fronts. If you do one little tiny thing against what they believe, they freaking come at you with everything that they can and just want to erase you from existence. These people are freaking weird. They used to be part of the cancel mob on social media, which doesn't have any effect anymore, and at least in my opinion. And maybe that's something that he's been dealing with as well. They're like, we're not going to support you unless you eliminate Donald Trump from history. So now it's a big bird in his life, an albatross.
But so when somebody says something like that, they don't just mean it's wow, there's a massive bird in my life. What they mean is this, like, kind of this big distracting, burdensome thing, right? That's like impossible not to pay attention to. It's kind of what, like, when you're talking about that in some sort of kind of like literary way, that's what it means. That's what the term albatross means. Now,
do you have any albatross in your life? Is it people on scooters? Is it fat people? Is it scoopers that just make stuff up and hope they get it right? Are those albatrosses in your life, right?
Jay, I got a whole flock of albatrosses because everything fucking bothers me so much. I think that's why. I think that's why. But I can't tell you one specific thing here.
Yeah, I bet there's a few. So I probably have some too. I just don't even know. I'm probably Ryan's albatross that he's got to deal with on a regular basis.
It is every fucking day. Fucking Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I got a big old albatross I got to fucking deal with.
And now I sound like Barry White. All right.
A little bit, yeah.
Maybe a little Shaq.
Shaq?
Maybe. What do you say there, Kenny?
What do you think, Chuck? You ain't got no rings, Chuck.
Yeah, you
ain't got no rings. You can't talk about that, Chuck. What do you know about winning? What do you know about winning, Chuck?
Kobe.
How many rings? How many rings? How many rings? Okay. I was actually watching that last night. Some decent games. Warriors came right down to the end. Orlando Magic had a big
win. That's the only team I'm rooting for.
I went to a Magic game a couple weeks ago, actually, against the Clippers. So I got to see Fat James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. So
that's awesome.
Forgotten vet for 2. Jay, guilty pleasure 80s movie. Mine is Krull.
Guilty pleasure? I was going to say The Goonies. Maybe Pee-wee's Playhouse or Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd use that term in reference to a Pee-wee Herman. But You never know.
Kroll is a good one too, man. Kroll is good. I like maybe, you know what? I take it back. I'm gonna say Friday the 13th, some of the Friday the 13th films, because you could rewatch them now. Scared me when I was a little kid. You rewatch them now, and like the special effects are hilarious. People's heads get cut off, and the stabbings and the death scenes are just like over the top with the best. It wasn't even CGI, like the best effects that money could buy back then. So that's a guilty pleasure.
Because I like so rarely watch TV ever anymore. I was like flipping around and like Lethal Weapon was playing somewhere. I'm like, God, it's been way too long since I watched Lethal Weapon and Lethal Weapon 2 and Lethal Weapon 3 and Lethal Weapon 4.
I gotta redo a rewatch. I heard Joe Pesci's great in those films too.
They fuck you in the drive-through. I love Joe Pesci. And
Yeah.
that, like, simply for that line alone.
Yeah.
Because that so encompasses like my entire experience when it comes to fast food service. I even like 4. That's the one with Jet Li, right?
Yeah.
They really are too old for that shit then, but hey. Have a rad summer for 5. If Trump gets erased, the amount of memes that will come from it will be amazeballs. Well, look,
I agree.
For a while when it was airing, like it was getting cut out like several years ago.
There was
when it was airing, they were cutting that 7 seconds out like on broadcast. And of course, right, they can sit and make like excuse, because oftentimes when you're watching movies on television, they do sometimes cut a few things here or there to make sure it hits a certain timeline. But that was a kind of a big controversy like 5 years ago or something, right?
Yeah.
That Trump's scene got cut out of that. On
and
TV.
It was quiet. All it took was one person to notice and go, wait a minute here, and then rewind a little bit and be like, we're missing a scene, are we not? And then I guess they put it back in.
Sir Paladin Thundercake. If Columbus thinks he'd be forced out of the U.S. for removing a Trump scene, you're not of any use to us here being that stupid. So I'm all for it.
He's an American. He was born in this country. Yeah,
I think it was and maybe you couldn't tell from the text, but I feel like it was said in a little bit tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic way, while obviously being critical of the mass deportations, not actually saying he thought that would happen to him. But yeah, sure. Snacks for 2. Chris Columbus is a little trout sniffer. Okay.
It's one of the lines from the movie.
Yeah. ICU 812. Check out the new film coming this week. Sneaks. Hollywood has Toy Story sneakers. Not joking. They're out of ideas. I actually saw that. It looks kind of dumb. But yes, there is. And it's like Chris Paul's sneakers or something. Have you seen that?
I have not.
I saw a trailer for it, and it's like some black kid.
Wait, I sent you that trailer. Did I not? Like a while back? It's an animation. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a real trailer. I saw it in the theater preview for something else, but yeah, it's like some black kid has a pair of sneakers and they're like custom Chris Paul sneakers, and they get lost and sneakers all talk to each other and everything. I don't fucking know. Not interested.
I gotta find that now.
Andre CR, Brian's albatross is people from Idaho waiting to board planes. I feel like I'm their albatross. They weren't happy that I was shit talking their fucking state. But as it just so happens, they all had to be on that flight because that's the only way you can get back to their state from across the country.
Wait, the movie's called Sneaks.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. I for some reason I thought I heard you say sneakers. It comes out exclusively in theaters on the 18th.
Pull up the trailer.
I got it.
Let's watch it.
Here's your super chat. Your super chat trailer.
We haven't watched the Tron Ares trailer, but
I know.
But we watched the Sneaks trailer.
More bass in that voice, Jay.
Once a year, sneakerheads come together for the largest convention this side of the Hudson River. The Sneakerhead Gala. I go by the name of Mustard. Who's ready to party?
Mustard.
Please welcome CP3, Chris Paul.
Congratulations to our winner.
I get the ticket. I won. These shoes, they're going to change everything.
Stay right here.
Ah, a foot. He put his foot inside me.
Ugh. I like him.
Oh, God.
Man, you don't have these kicks I'm working in.
My shoes. Where's the other one?
I've got to find that shoe! I'm too pretty to die.
Looks to me like you can use my street smarts.
With you as my guide, nothing can go wrong.
What the
Pebble!
freak?
Pebble! Oh, I'm hit! I have to find my sister.
How we gonna find one sneaker in a city as big as New York?
Oh, I'll show you where to go, bro.
You and your mama?
Oh, my mom was a Louboutin.
Yeah, your mama was from
Mama
Payless.
I don't belong here. So what's the best way out of this prison?
Technically, it's not possible.
Okay.
We need to go uptown ASAP.
As soon as
Who is that voice?
We can't go that slow.
Wait, what? I think I'm gonna be sick.
Ugh.
The collector is into some deep dirt. We're meant to strive, to achieve. Maybe I can make a difference to one kid. I've got a brother to find and a game to play.
This is amazing! Here comes the drop!
Do you trust me?
0.0%!
Yeah!
What is this? I can't believe this is real.
Snakes don't talk around here. We converse.
Hold on, I want to see the
That's
voice.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
We converse.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie. Captain America's in this.
Yeah. Martin Lawrence. Mustard, baby.
Hmm. Let's see. Keith David and Lawrence Fishburne.
Chris Paul, CP3.
Yeah.
Are you excited? Comes out 2 days, Jay. Actually, it comes out tomorrow. Previews.
I'm sick, man. I'm not going to the theater.
Are you sure? It looks like it's a gut busting good time, man.
I don't know, man. I listen, I understand that there are sneakerheads out there that love to collect shoes. It is a whole thing. People sell these shoes, they get these limited edition shoes, they make money off these shoes, but I don't know if a cartoon about that is gonna set box office numbers ablaze.
It looks cheap as hell. Like the animation looks like super cheap. So I mean, maybe they made it on a budget. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't.
I
certainly.
mean,
not
I have
for me.
Jordans. I collect Jordan. I got the original Jordan 1s over there.
I got a lot of fucking shoes, but I ain't gonna
Yeah,
watch. I ain't gonna watch. That's for kids. You know, it's for kids.
They do have shoe conventions and all that stuff. So maybe they'll all turn out for this and watch. We'll see.
Ben Affleck was recently at a shoe convention with his kid or some shit. Some video went viral over it. Yeah, people collect everything, including shoes.
Yeah,
I do too. Not because they're gonna be worth any money, but because I like that pair. And then I have all these fucking shoes and I keep wearing the same ones over and over again.
Oh, I forgot to show the ratio. The comments were turned off. I guess because it's an animation. Maybe they did that. But
Briarcliff Entertainment. Are we looking at another Anthony Mackie flop? Is that what we're looking at now?
maybe not looking good over there.
Rough.
Not looking good.
Bar King. As someone from Turkey, we're sick of your politics sharding on every movie. So box office is dead. People just pirate shit. We just want to be entertained without BS shoved down our throats.
Nice avatar.
We're sick of your politics sharding on every movie. Chris Coran for 2. Secrets out. Jay's Big Bird confirmed by Ryan.
Huh?
Your Big Bird.
Albatross, man. Albatross.
Albatross.
Yeah.
That's a good thing in golf.
The
In golf?
albatross?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
An albatross in golf is basically so it would be, you've got birdies 1 under par, eagle would be 2 under par on that hole, Albatross is 3 under par. So really the only time
Holy
it ever
crap.
happens, the only time it really ever happens is when you're on a par 5 and you hole out on your second shot.
Holy crap.
You know, that's an albatross. So super rare.
I gotcha. I'll never see that in my gameplay. Unless I throw it.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I probably won't see him.
Charlie Thompson, member for 11 months. Thank you, Charlie. Barking for Turkish $22. Rush hour was peak U.S.-China relations. It was. Black people, Asian people getting along.
And laughing together. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Andy Doty here. Albatross refers to the line albatross around my neck from the very famous poem Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. It means a burden you cannot escape. There you go. I was pretty close there. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. You should read that, Jay, since you like pirate stuff.
Somebody email me. I'll put it on the list. If not, I'll forget.
Sir Paladin Thundercake. If he was born in the U.S., then he's even more stupid and useless than I thought. Deport him anyways. No sarcasm this time. Greedy Graffiti for 5. We read Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner in high school. The mariner shoots an albatross and it curses the ship, so the crew ties albatross around his neck.
Thanks for the knowledge.
Ryan, thinking the same thing with the Tron trailer. That Sneaks movie looks bizarre. See the chat? I knew the chat would like that. Sir Paladin, if he was born in the U.S. Wait, did you send it twice? He did. If he was born in the U.S. and even more stupid and useless than I thought, definitely deport him. No sarcasm this time. Thank you, Sir Paladin. 12-foot Tennis. Disney reimagining of holes. Sneaks. Raptor Kratos trash movie. It will bomb. Speaking as someone who works at AMC.
Oh, there you go.
No big bookings for Sneaks, huh?
Never really even see any. Not even hearing anybody talk about it anywhere.
It's for a different group of people, I think, maybe.
Obviously.
I don't know if we're the target demographic. Jay hasn't heard much about the movie. The Beast. I don't know if Jay's the right shade for this movie.
Aloha. Aloha.
Andre CR, my sneakers. Would the sneakers get stolen by the usual suspects? I don't know. Woody's for 199. Jay, would you rather watch a Butter Dish animated movie?
Oh, 100%. I'm there. Opening night. Popcorn and Twizzlers. There is no better candy. Popcorn and Twizzlers. If I'm feeling a little chocolatey, peanut M&Ms. Other than that,
I can think of like 50 candies that I would rather eat other than Twizzlers. Not to say I hate them or anything, but it's just like
sell them at the theater. That's the big problem.
I know I can find something other than fucking Twizzlers. What a boring ass fucking like just a rope full of a bunch of other little ropes that taste like vaguely strawberry-ish or something.
It's good. And I always get a big freaking slushie. I don't know why. I always do.
You know what I do with the movies? Cherry Coke.
I
don't know why. I don't know why that's become a movie thing. I basically never ever get Cherry Coke anywhere else, but I get Cherry Coke at the theater. And I drink an entire bucket full of it and have to piss like after the previews are over.
I get the wild cherry slush. I don't know what it is. Same thing. It's like I don't get it anywhere else. It's a religious thing for me, I guess, at this point.
You got to mix though. You got to do a little bit of the blue, a little bit of the red.
I do that sometimes as well.
Yeah, you got to get that hybrid. Got to race mix in there when you get to the slushies.
So. You're correct, sir.
Thank you.
The worst one, can I just say, is the Coke slushie. Who gets the Coke slushie? If you want to get it, you might as well just get a Coke instead of the Coke slushie. That's all I'm saying.
It's true, but I like the Coke. I like the frozen Cokes, man. I like the Coke slushies. Mountain Dew slushies, when they have those running at 7-Eleven or whatever. Bro, I used to go to Speedway just to get a massive Mountain Dew slushie. Yeah.
I always felt if you're going to get a slushie, you might as well get something different than the soda that you like.
You know what they had? You know what they had at Burger King for a while? Because they started doing frozen Cokes at Burger King, right? Like the Coke slushies at Burger
Yeah.
King back in like the mid 2000s, early 2000s, maybe. Then they started to do a frozen Coke float where they'd, fill half it with that and half it with like the soft serve ice cream. Bro, ain't gonna lie. I used to love those frozen Coke floats. Just fucking mix it up till it was like just the right consistency. I used to have those all the time when I was like middle school, high school. Frozen Coke float from Burger King. Bring it back. Or maybe it's there and I just haven't been to Burger King in 20 years.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't been to Burger King in like 20 years.
There's no reason to go to Burger King.
It's really not.
Unless you're on death's door.
Burger King's the stop when I'm on a long road trip and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of hungry. Like you just pull over and you're like, what do they have here? And I'm too lazy to drive an extra mile to something I want. If Burger King's the first stop on the exit ramp, it gets my money. That's just how it is.
Your burgers are fine, but like everything else there, like
fries are not good.
Fries suck. Nuggets aren't great. They're cheap, but they aren't good.
Yeah.
Dude, BK Stackers. I used to eat a lot of those because when I was working at Walmart when I was in high school, there was a Burger King like in the same like parking lot all the way at the end, right? So I'd go there pretty often. BK fucking Stackers, dude. Used to love those things. Just meat, cheese, and bacon with like
that's a pretty good
with like a burger sauce. You can't go wrong with that.
No, it's a good combination.
That's hard to fuck up, you know. Did I say this? Sneeka. I think I said that. Ty Robs. Have you seen Warfare yet, Ryan? I haven't. I haven't had an opportunity to be honest. But I really want to see it. I've heard good things about it. Mikey Gussler, Twizzlers are greater than Reese's Cups. Mikey.
Ooh, that's
there is something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. If that's not a troll and truly in your heart you believe that, you need to be hospitalized, my good friend.
That is a statement. Whew. I like Twizzlers, but Reese's Cup it doesn't even belong in the candy category. It is they just have the crown.
Yeah, there's
and everybody
not
else
much,
fights amongst the third or fourth place. Reese's Cup just has the crown, not losing it. And it just sits there watching the other candies argue.
I guess it does depend on how you're, defining everything. Is anything with chocolate in it, is that still considered candy? I consider if you can hand it out during Halloween, it's fucking candy, right? That's how I view it.
Agreed.
So to me, my tier list would probably be Reese's, Snickers.
Yeah.
Snickers is probably my number 2. God, I love Snickers. And then what would my third one be?
My number 2 is peanut M&Ms. I love M&Ms.
I like M&Ms fine. They're fine. Peanut M&Ms are fine too. But what would what would the third one be for me though? I mean, I like Three Musketeers, but those are a little too plain. There's not really much special about that.
Then I go right for Twizzlers.
Milky Ways are fine. But no, I can think of 50. I would rather choke down a goddamn payday than fucking eat Twizzlers. It's strawberry flavored rope. Nah, it's fucking chewy. Fuck that shit. Like, I'd rather eat a payday.
I will say this: when they sell those king size Three Musketeers, that always catches my eye. That's a good eat right there.
They're so light. It feels like it's much healthier than eating a normal candy bar. It's so light. It can't possibly be bad for you. Andy Doty here. Twizzlers are disgusting. Why not drink a lit candle? Unfollowing.
Aren't you glad this is not an echo chamber?
Mikey, I got to see my tickets to 20th anniversary Revenge of the Sith next weekend. It'll be my first time seeing it on the big screen. You guys going? I don't know if I can justify going. I think everybody that goes is gonna have a great experience there. I have it. I own it. I might just watch it a couple times over the weekend as my like own celebration of Revenge of the Sith. I don't know if I can. I ain't gonna fucking hammer anybody that goes for sure, especially if you haven't seen it before. If you've never seen the theater, I ain't gonna fucking hammer you for it. I just don't know if I can justify going to see it. But you know,
I think I have officially crossed over, and I just am just I Star Wars is just such I loved it for so long. It's just it is a sad, sad thing anytime you see Star Wars. And you want to know what's even sadder? All right. All we
What?
talk about on this show when movies come out, they make these beautiful, exquisite
There you go.
popcorn buckets. I'm sick. They make these cool popcorn buckets that people want to own, that people will go out and spend $40. Not everybody, probably not everyone in our chat, but they do sell. You think for a movie as great as Revenge of the Sith, they would come together and do something really cool for the old school Star Wars fans, and they don't. This is what you can get. That is a Darth Vader sipper that looks ridiculous. And then, I guess John Williams will get you every time. There's the popcorn and the other drink. I mean, there's your popcorn bucket and your sipper.
Does seem a little low effort. Well,
It is very low effort, and this is the state of Star Wars, man.
That's just at one of them. Are there other places that have different ones though?
I haven't seen anything.
Different places like Cinemark and Regal and AMC, they all have different stuff every time it comes out. You know what I mean?
I haven't seen anything, and I look for that. You know?
That's sad.
Also, you would think, you would think that Disney Springs here would do like a big red carpet. Maybe they will. I don't, but it doesn't look like they're setting up for that. Usually they have it set. They did one for Snow White, and they have it set up like weeks before the movie, come out. They don't have anything there unless they do it up really quick. Yeah, here's another photo of the awesome cup. It is basically that new movie poster.
I'm not even a huge fan of that poster, to be honest.
Wrapped around a cup that you could buy and be like, hey, I got it. Look how cool this is.
I like the design of the poster in principle. I don't like the way it looks and the way Anakin's face looks and everything in it. I don't know. Like the style, I suppose. I like the layout in general. Like I'm not opposed to that, but listen, I hope everybody who hasn't seen it in theaters yet, if you want to go see it and you feel comfortable, I hope you have a great fucking time. I'll never forget the first time I saw it in theaters. When I lied and told all my friends that there was going to be a big fight between Anakin and Mace Windu, because that's what happened in the Revenge of the Sith video game. And that fight did not last very long. My friends were very disappointed.
The video game messed that movie up for me because it came out a week before.
A couple weeks before, maybe. Yeah.
And they said if you beat certain levels, they give you a sneak peek of the film. So me and my brother played and didn't stop till we beat it. The first time we got it, we played, and it gave you. There was one scene that I was hoping was in the movie. The scene where Anakin walks into the library and the librarian's there. He freaking picks her up, pulls her right into his lightsaber, and I was waiting for that in the theater. I was waiting. It didn't happen. I was like, man, that video game lied to me, man. How sad.
Look, there was a lot of stuff that they filmed as well, like the Syndralic fight and everything like that.
Yes.
There was a lot of stuff that did have the possibility to be in the movie at one point in time that obviously they had to, make decisions and cut some stuff. I would love to see a 4-hour cut of Revenge of the Sith. But yeah.
Yeah.
So some things got cut, unfortunately. Eddie Brock. So Daredevil Born Again turned into Handmaid's Tale. I haven't watched the finale, to be honest with you, so I do not know. I guess I'll probably try to have to watch it in the next couple days here. And we'll talk about NFNT maybe. Maybe I'll watch it with Gary. Highlander for 2. Jay, will you adopt me and take me to Epic Universe?
Sure. What do you do for a living? Can you help pay the rent around here?
Raptor Kratos, who works at AMC, I did see on Monday a shit ton of Jurassic World boxes came in. Well, they're shipping those early. That movie didn't come out for 3 months.
What do they look like?
I think you just said
Oh,
boxes. I don't know
just
if
the
they
regular
have
boxes. Oh, I got you.
Keenan for 2. Did you watch 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd?
Boy, Keenan, you got a plethora of stuff I've never seen in your library.
The Singing Tigs used to work at the truck stop. Popeyes inside 30% off. Wow, there you go. Over on the Rumble side, B. Barrett for $2. This is talking about the new Harry Potter series. Severus? Quirrell laughed. And it wasn't his usual quivering treble either, but cold and sharp. Yes, Severus does seem like the type, doesn't he? Now that's when the final confrontation and the end of the last chapter of Sorcerer's Stone, when it's revealed that Quirrell is the one who's trying to steal the stone, and Harry thinks it's Snape. Yeah, it's going to be really strange having Snape be black and Harry suspect him of fucking everything. Can't wait. Can't wait for that. Greedy
They're
Graffiti.
going to change the story. They're going to change it. I know it. I mean, that's already changing the story, but.
Saw an ad for BK Steakhouse Bacon Whopper. It's got peppercorn, aioli, and crispy onions. Looks kind of legit. That's the best thing about Burger King. The burgers are solid. Johnny's. Reese's Pieces greater than Tweezies.
I agree.
I'm not a huge Reese's Pieces guy to be honest, but I have them over Twizzlers.
Bro, I used to love Butterfingers until I got older, and now that stuff just crams up in my teeth for like weeks on end. I used to freaking love Butterfingers.
You're not wrong. Like when you were a kid, Butterfingers are fucking amazing. Do you remember the Butterfinger BBs back in the day?
Yes.
Bart Simpson commercial? Yeah.
100%.
But Butterfingers are legit. That used to be my top 3, but you're right. Now it's like so annoying because of how much it sticks in your teeth.
Yeah.
Dom, who I'm going to see in Vegas. Dom H with 5 gifted memberships. Shout out Dom.
What's up, Dom? Hey, is that a new avatar? That's just a joke.
Jessica Lindstrom Racism. Mexican candy #1. Mexican candy is dog shit. It's like the entire fucking country.
I think you did an entire rant on Mexican candy one time.
Then I did an entire taste testing video.
Oh, that's right. You did. You did a taste test. That's right.
It's like all they do is the same shit. It's the same like 3 fruits, fucking watermelon, mango,
with chili pepper,
and some other dumb shit covered in chili pepper. And it all just tastes like salt. That's all Mexican candy is. It's fucking trash because it's made from fucking poor people who can't afford sugar and chocolate and shit. So they just like take a dried fucking fruit and cover it in chili powder. And it's like, oh, this is such a delicacy. Yeah, maybe if you're living on the fucking streets and eating dirt and shit, maybe that's a delicacy. Mexican candy is trash. It's not a cultural thing. It's just fucking trash. It's what poor people consider good. Nobody should ever eat it. Raven Black Sparrow plays. Jay, what flavor for Twizzlers? They came out with cream soda last year. Those are good.
See, all right. So I am the one that they don't need to change anything. Strawberry or the black licorice. We don't need to add all this crazy stuff. They did that with Peeps a few years ago. You just get the yellow Peeps. You don't have to make birthday cake flavor, root beer flavor, all these other weird flavors that they come out. I don't know why they try that stuff. Just keep it simple, man. Keep it basic. The original sells. Y'all don't need to be, making all these weird flavors for stuff that just doesn't mix. It just doesn't mix, like when they birthday cake flavor. Do you remember that? That had like a big boom several years ago where they tried to make everything birthday cake flavor. Awful. If you want a birthday cake, just go buy a cake. That's it.
Big Daddy for $1, talking about Albatross. It's kind of like saying the pink elephant in the room, says Big Daddy. For $2, how far Anthony Mackie has fallen, says Butter Biscuit.
He did say that the Avengers film is going to be like the old school movies that we loved in the past, because obviously he realizes we hate the movies that they're making now.
B. Barrett for $1. The movie's gay character in Sneaks is probably a pair of Crocs. One could only imagine.
That's pretty funny.
One could only imagine. All right, where the hell was I? As a kid, says the Mass Marvel, I remember going to the theaters and using the Twizzlers as a straw for my Mr. Pibb. I agree with Jay. Twizzlers are good. Mikey, at AMC, they're going to sell a Darth Vader popcorn bucket.
I think I just showed it.
Chris Friedrich saw Accountant 2 early last night. It was good. The gunplay was great, and so was the action. Good humor. Bernthal and Affleck are an awesome duo. I want to see that as well. There's a couple things that I'm actually really interested in seeing in theaters that I'm sad I'm so busy next couple days.
That's good to hear.
DeBeast Hawaiian Host Caramax is top shelf candy. I think you mean top shelf.
Never had it.
Thank you, DeBeast.
Send some to my P.O. box.
John Patterson for 5. Bella Ramsey fighting a 250-pound man. Don't pull punches. That shit made my eye twitch. We get it. Women are so strong. I haven't watched Last of Us. Not going to watch Last of Us. But yeah, Bella Ramsey, one ugly bitch. Elite Neo for 5. Peanut Butter Twix is S tier. Good luck finding them, though. I have had Peanut Butter Twix. They are good. They are good.
Bella Ramsey's non-binary, Ryan. Come on.
Whatever. Somebody was like really unhappy that I called this Black Snape casting retarded and like went on, retweeted all my other times I've said retarded in the past couple weeks and was very upset at my Bella Ramsey tweet.
How retarded. I
know, right? As an autistic person, I can't wait till these people are wiped from the face of the earth. That's what she said.
That's hilarious.
Lance for 10. What do you guys think is the most iconic shot in episode 3? For me, it's a scene where Palpatine and Yoda are fighting on the rising podium in the Senate chamber. It's hard for me not to like between that combined with, Obi-Wan and Anakin's fight, like when they're in the lava, like kind of locked like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be tough for me to not be part of that.
You were my brother, Anakin. It gets me every time. Oh, I loved you.
You turned her against me.
That was rough.
Mikey for 5. If I was in charge of Star Wars, I'd release a box of the first 6 films with longer cuts like 4-hour Revenge of the Sith and 6-hour Phantom Menace.
I don't think they have longer cuts.
Udite. British Film Institute's Film on Film Festival in June will open the first big screen showing of pre-specialized New Hope in 47 years. I did hear that. First time it's going to be seen in a long ass time. The original version.
Without the George Lucas extras?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mikey, I want you guys in the FNT crew to come to GalaxyCon in Columbus, Ohio, December 5th through 7th. I want to see Jay again and meet you guys in real life.
Yeah, we had dinner. I had dinner with Mikey.
Yeah, Ohio in December. If we can make it work, we'd love to, Mikey, but it's tough, man. These trips take it out of me and my wallet. Eric K. Violet Crumble is superior. Okay.
What?
I don't know. Callum, to describe Neil Cuckman, perverted or boring? Why not both?
Retarded.
Harry Potter and the Curse of the per capita crime stats. Keenan, did you watch the show All That on Nickelodeon? I did watch that one, Keenan.
Yeah.
I feel like all those people were molested. Taker for 5. Ryan, you need to try Twizzler's sweet and sour filled twist. I remember people calling Palpatine an old gay man looking for a new pool boy back in the 2000s. What are you laughing at, Jay?
I figured all those people were molested. What the freak? You're probably right, too. Oh, man, here comes the smoker's voice from being sick.
I mean, it seems like, based on what we've heard, like it seems pretty accurate. So much so that Amanda Bynes.
Joes. You guys want your sloppy joes?
Hey, let me randomly pull my foot out and stick it in your mouth or something. That's funny, right, Dan Schneider? Oh, yeah. That's fucking funny, yeah. But speaking
Jay sucks. Yeah, thanks. I'm reminded every time I'm live here on Daily.
Speaking of things that suck, Snow White. Jay, Snow White is now clearly the massive fucking failure that we all knew it inevitably would be. But look, I knew it was going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. You thought it'd lose a lot of money. You didn't think it was going to be this bad. Snow White is sitting there and might not break $200 million at the box office. And it's interesting to see some people finally acknowledging how over budget this movie was.
Yes. Look at that
The
number.
film has a budget of $350 million, not including the marketing, by the way. And as it sits here, like we know it's failed. But what have we seen for the past several weeks? All the cover that people are doing for Rachel Zegler. Snow White star Rachel Zegler blamed for Disney live action flop. But why? Why Snow White flopped? Hint, it wasn't Rachel Zegler, says latinamedia.com. Don't blame Rachel Zegler for Snow White. You know who they really want to blame at least some of this on, Jay? You know, your favorite Gal
Gadot. Yeah.
Gal Gadot. I saw this floating around today, if it loads up. Disney's live-action Snow White has been banned in Lebanon due to Gal Gadot, who's long been on Lebanon's Israel boycott list. No movie in which she stars in has ever been released in the country. And they start going through this and talking about all the controversy surrounding Gal Gadot and how it's still coming out in Kuwait, but it's banned in these other countries like Lebanon. First of all, I think Lebanon's entire contribution to a box office total might be like, I don't even know what fucking they have there, but not a lot of money. Not a lot of money in Lebanon in the global box office as a fucking whole. But I feel like we're going to continue to see efforts like this to do everything they can to maximize any controversies that Gal Gadot may have had in this, and basically people just not liking her because she's Israeli, versus minimizing every single thing that Rachel Zegler had a part in making this movie the massive failure that it is.
I said that from day one, that eventually Rachel will make a statement and she's going to blame her for the issues with the film. I'm telling you, Rachel Zegler is part of that crowd of Hollywood that constantly pass the blame. These people never look inward. They never look at anything that they did was wrong. They think everything is right. Their main character syndrome is alive and well. And I'm telling you, the day will come, and I bet it's going to be sooner if more reports like this show up, that she'll just be like, well, and she'll throw shade. She'll probably say, well, the evil queen caused problems on the set. Something along those lines, because that's just who she is, and that's who these people are. They never can take the blame for their own actions. Just pass the blame. That's their fault, not my fault. I'm telling you, it will happen.
Yeah, I can't wait till we have the next part of Rachel Zegler's meltdown where she does do something like that. That'll be potentially the next phase in this entire news cycle. But yeah, I mean, this movie might not crack $200 million.
Yeah, I thought my prediction of 320 was a little low.
Me too.
And that is shocking. How bad. You would think, like, people would want to see it overseas because they don't care about the politics over here, but apparently maybe they do. There's just too much controversy is surrounding this film for anybody wanting to see it or support it.
But the main cause of the controversy is this dumb retarded bitch right here.
100%.
Like, no doubt about it.
100%. When we were talking about this before it even came out, I was just like, Twitter is filled with, I'm protesting Snow White because of Gadot, right? Then there's the other group, I'm protesting because of Rachel. There was just so many divisive things with this film. And then most people didn't want to see it because they couldn't stand Rachel Zegler at all. So, you add it all up and you just have a box office failure. And I know they can't wait for freaking Lilo and Stitch to come out to wash away the bad box office they've been having.
Bro, that thing's going to make more money opening weekend than Snow White makes, period.
I agree.
Globally, at least.
I agree. That could be the biggest. Minecraft might be the biggest movie of the year, but Lilo and Stitch will probably be up there.
I think Lilo and Stitch will be up there, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Where am I? Ryan, you need to try Twizzlers. Oh, I said that already. No, I'm not going to. Boba Fett for 5. Are any of these theme parks going to make a VR space, like a whole warehouse for VR experiences?
Yes, actually they are. Disney Springs, which got rid of one of the greatest things that they ever could get rid of, the Disney Quest. If you guys know, you know. And they tore that Disney Quest down, which was a money-making machine. It was awesome. And they put up the NBA experience, and they spent all this money for no one to show up to the NBA experience where you could put on a jersey and shoot 3-pointers, you know, and they would cheer you on. I could do that in the neighborhood, but they're going to be they're ripping that down and putting in a whole VR experience type stuff. So I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but that's what they're doing.
Victor Chavez, Mexican candy's great. Yeah, with a name like Victor Chavez, I'm not surprised. Taker for 2. Ryan, any NFL draft coverage on Sports Wars? When it gets closer to it, I think that's next week, right? 24th, 23rd. We will talk about it when it happens. Yeah. Elite Neo. While we're on the subject of peanut butter-based snacks, remember Planters PB Crisps? A delicious relic from the 90s they so badly need to bring back.
I don't, actually.
PB Crisps. No. Rudy, Jay, can you sing for us, please?
Man, maybe not today.
The singing Tigs, from the river to the sea, Snow Brown makes no money. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, guys. I think we're all caught up on Rumble
hit an
and
hour,
on
yeah.
YouTube, and we're at an hour, and that's going to be it. I'm going to hit the town. Well, actually, I'm going to try to make a couple videos, hit the gym, then hit the town. Jay, what do you got going on today other than sleeping and not talking?
I'm gonna go see if I survive the day. So I might be here tomorrow, I might not. That's my goal, is to live through the night. And we'll see. That's it.
Let me know if you die so I can find a sub.
Yeah. If I feel like I'm on the verge, I'll send you a text.
Yeah. If you've received this, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those time of things. But
We'll
all right,
see.
yeah.
That's it.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully you'll see some of you guys are in the chat in Vegas today or tomorrow or throughout the weekend. So bye, everybody. So long, farewell. Arvidas say goodbye.